All right, everybody, here we go. This is my lovely post-market wrap-up on this Thursday, September 17, 2020, and I want to tell you what a volatile day on Wall Street. Stocks finished lower, but let's talk about that for a moment. The Dow Jones Industrial Average at its low today was down nearly 400 points. Okay, we finished down about 130. That's a pretty big turnaround here. Nothing in the grand scheme of things. As a matter of fact, I added to all of my positions today, and I added a new position today, all on the long side of this market. You want to know what these are? It's all free for you. Subscribe to my lovely newsletter. There is a link in the description of this video. Every trade I post is there for anyone on this planet to look at and capitalize on. I mean, it's that simple. Okay, so again, stocks were under pressure earlier. This thing pretty much turned almost completely around. In fact, we went positive at one point. Now again, you want to sit there and stare at the stock market? What does it mean? Nothing, unless you are looking at what the debt market is doing, and what the dollar is doing, and what crude oil is doing. So the 10-year yield this morning, 0.65. Now it gained 0.69. That's a good move here. Dollar weaker, crude oil higher. You tell me, if you've been following this blog for any length of time, what does it mean? Do you see any real fear here? Is this market going to melt down? Are we going to lose 1,000 points tomorrow? You know what? We may lose 1,000 points tomorrow, but what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? Nothing. The debt market and the dollar, both units of debt, are telling us stocks are going up. Crude oil getting bid higher, stocks are going up. Period. Let's talk about a few other things today. We got not one, but two rounds of bad economic news today. That always pushes stocks higher. We got another, 860,000 people, new claims for unemployment. Housing starts missing the mark big time. Oh, yeah. But we heard from Larry Kudlow today. Larry Kudlow said, despite the bad news on the housing front, we are in a housing boom. He said we are in a housing boom, and not just that, we are now in a sustainable recovery, V-shaped yet again. This is Larry Kudlow. Larry Kudlow? Kudlow? Yeah, Blow. Kudlow or Kudblow? I don't know. I think he does a lot of blow. So maybe we'll call him Larry Kudblow. That's the story. Okay, look, cryptocurrencies got bid higher. Pretty much across the board. Ethereum put on like 6%. Gold and silver fell under pressure. Okay, despite the dollar being lower. Again, in the history of humanity, no. Let's go beyond that. Since the Big Bang, seriously, there has never been a more rigged market than gold and silver. As a matter of fact, a trader at Deutsche Bank is explaining how he has been taught by his bosses to rig the gold and silver markets. And do you know who's going to get in trouble for it? How about nobody? Zero. You like that? Yeah, that's just the way it goes in this environment of fakery, propaganda. Just, seriously, you can't make this stuff up if you tried. So let's talk about a few other things here. Our do nothing, good for nothing, loser Congress, in aggregate, all of them. Again, money for Wall Street as much as they need. It's unlimited. The Federal Reserve, backdoor bailout, buying corporate debt, but they can't get anything done for the American people. In my view, they are going to get some kind of a stimulus package done, and this is going to be positive for the stock market. Okay. Number two, the CEOs of the 5 biggest airlines on the planet met with the White House today, and they're asking the president for 15 to 24 months of support in the form of billions of dollars. And they're saying that after 15 to 24 months, they're going to be profitable. Okay, all well and good. Sounds like what they said last time when they got the first bailout and they promised not to lay people off, which they did. So now the airlines again today are threatening without this help, they're going to start laying a lot of people off. I thought that was part of the first deal President Trump made with them. What happened to that? Oh, I forgot. It was just propaganda as usual, or a lie, or just something. So I don't know. You tell me. What was it? And I want to explain this to you in case you don't know. In my view, the airlines are going to get a second bailout. Not only are they going to get a second bailout, they are going to still lay people off. That's the truth. Let me bring this to light as well while we're on the topic. The average salary of an airline CEO is just over $11 million a year. Now, that's nothing. What they're really counting on is the probably tens of millions of dollars in stock that they get paid with for a bonus at the end of the year. Yeah, most of these CEOs, they get two things. They get a cash bonus and they get ownership in the company in the form of stock or stock options. You understand? But you see, you're not supposed to know that stuff. Do you feel, let's say, for example, airlines, President Trump says, you know what? We're going to give you guys a second bailout because we like you. And we believe you're not going to lay anyone off. Duh. Do you think the president should include, well, you don't get a bonus this year and your salary, how about we cut that in half until we pay back what you owe the American people? You see, that's the kind of deal I would make. But since President Trump is the greatest deal maker in the history of the world, and you can gauge that by the first bailout that he gave to the airlines, of course, because it was an abysmal failure. He's not getting it right these days. What do you think? Anyway, I think you get the situation here. Look, the American people will always get screwed, period, the end. Yes, these airlines are going to get a second bailout, and there's still going to be layoffs. And after 15 to 24 months of support, they're probably going to get another bailout too. Again, Wall Street is getting bailout after bailout, backdoor bailout by the Federal Reserve, more easy money. The middle class, which is the real economy, is getting decimated here. While Wall Street, which has nothing to do with the economy, do you realize that we're still near all-time record highs? I think the NASDAQ is off maybe 10% off a record high. We will be hitting new record highs again. Count on it. There's no doubt about it. And you know who's going to pay for it? You are. By suppressed rates from here to infinity. And yeah, those 401k plans are going to look real good until they don't. Okay, until they don't. And I'm telling you, you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, that when your 401k plans decides to melt down when they pull the plug, all that lovely cash is going right back to the Wall Street banks, the investment banks, the hedge funds, traders like myself, and my lions. And you're going to cry, what happened? They lied to us again. But Larry Kudlow, he said we're in a sustainable recovery V-shaped. Yeah. Look, you try to make this stuff up if you could. Try to make it up if you could. You can't do it. It's impossible. No one could write this down and make a more outrageous scenario than the one we are in. A deliberately induced global shutdown because of a scamdemic here. But we're in a super V recovery. You know that. How do we know that? Because the airlines need another bailout. And they're going to lay off tens of thousands of people. That's how you can tell. And we just got, another 860,000 people claiming unemployment. Oh, yes, that's because this recovery is the strongest ever. We've never been in a stronger recovery in the history of the world. It's tremendous. Yes, you know that. At least I hope you do, because the president's saying that, and Larry Kudlow's backing him up. The same guy here who during the last meltdown, Larry Kudlow said, oh no, everything is just fine. There's nothing going to happen here. He missed that. And this guy is now the White House economic advisor, Larry Kudlow. blow? Explain that to me. How does a president surround themselves with morons? I've never seen in the history, look, I'm 55, so I've lived through several administrations here, but I've never seen ever before an administration or a president surround themselves with morons of this magnitude. This is too much. Look, we've had a lot of freaks in the last administration. Obama, who he himself was a freak, was surrounded by epic freaks. But this administration makes that look like, I don't know. They look like rocket scientists compared to these. Larry Kudlow? Really? Really, Mr. Trump, President Trump, you couldn't choose anyone better? You could have chosen a farm animal and just listen to it moo. Meow, meow. 2 moos mean we're doing great. 1 moo means that we're doing shitty. It would have been just as good as Larry Kudlow. So I don't know. Maybe you felt sorry for the man. I have no idea. I wish someone would let me know or let me in on this one. All right, look. So bottom line, stocks finished lower today. Nothing major at all. Look at the 10-year yield went higher today. Look at the dollar weaker. Crude oil higher. You tell me where stocks are going here with easy money pouring in from the Federal Reserve. Just like they said yesterday, they're going to increase asset purchases. Just like they said yesterday, they're going to buy more corporate debt. Just like they said yesterday, and they're going to let the economy run hot with regard to inflation, which means they're going to print more cash out of thin air. Duh! Come on. We lose. You do realize that we lose here. And we are losing. Me? No, I'm not losing. I'm doing phenomenal. Let's see, 50-something trades so far, 2 losses. I'm in 4 positions right now. One of them today, the one I entered, is up like 5% already. My other 3, I'm still waiting for those to pay off. But they don't expire until June of next year. You think I'm taking losses on these? I doubt it. I really do. Anyway, I think this pretty much sums it all up. It's too sick. It really is. It's too sick. It's a freak show. It's a clown show. It's some kind of I don't know. It has yet to be defined. I would love to hear from you. What is this? Is it a freak show? Is it a clown show? Or fill in the blank. I will read the comments. Love you a lot. Please share the video. See you later. See you tomorrow morning.